Thoughts on this game, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, the overtime was tough because our scorers are Alicia and Lex, and they have 4 fouls. So I wanted to stretch that time a little bit and not get them in foul trouble and foul them out, and wrong decision. We couldn't score. And if you don't put the ball in the hoop, you can't win games. And 0 for 11, we got some really good shots. And you got to put your kids in position to do it. And obviously, as a staff, we've got to give them that confidence that they can do it, because they can. And we can't come up short there. But I thought we had the game won in hand and fouled that three-point shooter, and that was, perhaps a freshman mistake. Again, if Lex is in the game, she could potentially have fouled out. So those are the calls I have to make. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a tough call down the stretch and who you go with. And really, from the three-point line, you didn't have a hot hand tonight. You went 0 of 16 as a team, just struggled from the line, but you got a great game from Alicia Davis again. New career high in rebounds for her, and ties her career high in points at 21, but she can't do it all herself.
No, she really can't, and it would be a lot of fun to play with her, right?
It would be. I'd love to get out on the floor with her.
Yeah, it opens up the floor, and yeah, I think we're going to get it. Our free throw, we're due for a good game. We're due for a good shooting game, and we've had a couple of slumps, and we're going to get out of it because that's what we do.
Allie Meyer played well, though. She shot 4 of 5 from the floor. She had a big shot in the corner there at the end of the fourth period. I saw the coaches look up at her parents behind us, finished with 8 points. You got to be happy. She's really stepped it up in conference play the way she shot the ball.
And even down the stretch, helping our team get stops, she just brings that intensity and enthusiasm, and she understands when and how and what, and it's great senior leadership. To be honest, I'm really frustrated that we did not win this game. I'm in the timeout and just exasperated that we gave up that 3 in transition when it was a 4-point game without a sense of urgency. That's something that just you got to really lock into when the game's close and you're not scoring. But overall I'm really proud of our team kind of fighting and figuring things out as the game goes on, and who's the hot hand. And we had some really good play calls and some mismatches, and I'm pleased with some of the things that we are doing.
It was a good second half. You obviously made some adjustments at halftime, taking care of Cardenas a little bit. She had 6 steals in that first half, a couple pickpockets, but she didn't have any in the second half. Your team finished with 13 turnovers in the first half, but just 8 in the final 2.5 periods, I'll call it overtime. So you made some good adjustments, and they played well down the stretch.
Yeah, and that's the struggle right now.
Yep.
Is in order to get into sets, you got to have good point guard play, and these guys are having to learn trial by fire. They don't have anyone to be a senior ahead of them right now, and they have to learn by fire, and that. Competitors come back the next game and do it, and these guys are competitors, and so we will.
If you didn't look at the score up top and you just looked at the percentages, you'd think the Bears won. You shot 40% from the floor, even with going 0 for 16 behind the arc, and held them, a good shooting team, to 34%. So your defense played well. It was just that last overtime period.
Yeah, it was really tough, just finishing. We talked about playing 4 quarters. Well, today we needed to play 4 quarters and overtime. So, I think we're going to continue to grow and get better, and these experiences can shape you. They can make you better and sharper and more focused. And, I can bring a sense of urgency to practice, but until they do, and understand the need for urgency, then they're going to start to get it, and they're going to do it themselves, and it's not always coming from me.
Final thoughts on tonight's game and outlook to Portland State, your next game?
Well, we're going to keep executing, doing that, and I think we're going to have to limit our fouls. Alicia and Lex get in foul trouble way too much, and we need them on the floor. They got to play more disciplined basketball, and overall, I just think we're just going to keep going one at a time and keep learning and growing.